Our story kicks off in the absolute worst version of the future imaginable. Humanity's last stronghold has fallen. The demons won. It's not a things are looking rough situation. It's a full-blown, lights out, humanity is cooked situation. Right in the middle of this disaster, we see our MC, a triple S class lightning assassin, basically the peak of human power, hanging on a wall, barely breathing, running on fumes. And just to really rub salt in the wound, Demon Lord Lan Yui walks in. Now this guy didn't just come to finish the job, he came to trash talk first. Classic villain behavior. He tells our boy he's going to absorb his life essence and make him his food. A whole triple S class warrior reduced to a snack. Disrespectful. But our boy still has one last card up his sleeve, a triple E's ultimate skill called Final Arc Light. And while charging it up, his mind flashes through every person he lost. His sister, his master, his parents, everyone gone. And he's thinking to himself, if only he was a little stronger. If only he could go back to before everything fell apart. If only he could stop the very first demon lord from ever appearing. Then he detonates, a blinding explosion of pure energy, taking Lan Yue out with him. One final trade. Then our boy opens his eyes. He's in a hospital bed. University hospital. People walking outside the window, sun shining, birds doing their thing. Not a single demon in sight. Our boy just stares at the ceiling for a moment, genuinely confused about whether he's alive, dead, or somewhere in between. Then it slowly clicks. He's back. 10 years in the past. Back to his university days. The whole apocalypse hasn't happened yet. And right on cue, a system window pops up letting him know that Glutton's power fusion is complete. Our boy stares at this notification like it showed up uninvited. He walks to the mirror and pieces it together. This is 3 years before Demon Lord Wrath appeared, the one who cracked open the gates of hell and triggered everything. After that, the other demon lords just kept pouring in one by one, and our boy lost everything he had. But not this time. This time he knows exactly what's coming. He checks his stats and his eyes go wide, because these numbers are unlike anything he ever had in his past life. See, in his previous life, our boy attended the National University for Awakened Powers, a school that only admits students with the potential to awaken abilities. The key word there being potential, because in his past life he never actually awakened while attending. No powers, nothing. Just a regular guy surrounded by people with abilities, which meant he was permanently at the bottom of the food chain and everyone knew it. But now, the system is showing him his past life power. Lightning Assassin, fully carried over into this timeline. He time-traveled with his abilities already unlocked. Before anyone else even knows what's happening, this man is already miles ahead. He decides to test his power and the system immediately throws up a class change notification, and at that exact moment his roommate Ma Long walks in asking how he's doing. Our boy says he's fine. Ma Long nearly falls over because apparently yesterday our boy got beaten so badly he ended up in the hospital, and here he is standing around like nothing happened. Now Ma Long is a solid guy. He did manage to awaken his powers at school, but was still at the bottom of the school's ladder. In the previous timeline, Ma Long was killed just 3 days into the Demon Lord invasion, and now here he is, standing right in front of our boy, alive and complaining about the ranking test tomorrow. Our MC looks at him and lets out the quietest smile. Yeah, now it really feels like he's come back. Ma Long, completely unaware of this whole emotional moment, immediately starts stressing about the ranking test and drags our boy out of the hospital to go prepare. Because almost dying is apparently not a valid excuse for skipping your exams. Out on campus, students are everywhere showing off their awakened abilities. And our boy is walking through all of it, quietly thinking. He already lost everything once. If he doesn't change things this time around, the exact same ending is waiting for him. He needs to get stronger fast. In this world, the fastest way to rank up is by hunting monsters near dungeons. Simple enough, except every dungeon is locked down by major guilds. No guild affiliation means no access, and no access means no ranking up. The system is completely rigged against anyone without connections. Our boy checks his stats, thinking about where he currently stands. The government runs an official ranking system for awakened individuals. Most students stay at E rank their entire school career, with only the gifted or well-connected ones reaching D rank. Based on his past life experience, he figures his current rank is definitely higher than Ma Long's. That much he's certain about. He's mid-thought when a ball comes flying out of nowhere and smacks Ma Long clean in the face. Our boy turns around and immediately recognizes the guy responsible, the same person who sent him to the hospital the day before, now standing there with his crew looking smug. Ma Long is on the ground, scared, thinking of all the days this could have happened. Why today? Our boy is just standing there, calm, while these guys start talking trash and ordering him to go fetch them drinks like he's their errand boy. And our boy, a man who has killed demon lords, looks this guy dead in the eyes and tells him to apologize, because they were the ones at fault. Now, while our boy is standing there telling Gong Cheng to apologize, his brain is running a greatest hits compilation of every single time this guy made his life a living nightmare. We're talking relentless bullying, so bad that our boy used to literally faint sometimes. And in his past life, the best response he could ever manage was quietly thinking, why won't they just leave us alone? That energy? Gone. Permanently retired. Ma Long is standing beside him, shaking like a chihuahua in a thunderstorm, whispering, "Bro, what are you actually saying right now?" While Gong Cheng's face goes from annoyed to genuinely offended that someone had the audacity to talk back to him. He starts walking over with his little gang, and our boy is just standing there with the flattest, most unbothered death stare you've ever seen on a human face. Now let's take a quick second to talk about Gong Cheng. This man's entire identity as a bully rests on one single fact. His older brother is the strongest student in school and the student council president. That's it. That's his whole personality. His own awakened power? Completely average. Mediocre at best. This dude has been living off borrowed clout his entire life and has absolutely nothing to show for himself personally. A whole bully with no personal achievements. Tragic, honestly. The students around the area clock the situation immediately and the crowd commentary begins. Gong Cheng's gonna destroy Si Chen. Didn't these two just get sent to the hospital yesterday? The two most useless guys in school are about to catch another beating. The crowd has already written the script, printed it, and handed out copies. Gong Cheng towers over our boy, gets right up in his face, and tells him to repeat himself. Our boy looks him dead in the eyes without blinking and says, leave us alone. From now on, Gong Cheng completely loses it. He winds up and throws a punch, screaming he'll teach our boy a lesson, and our boy just casually flicks it to the side without even looking at it, like swatting away a mosquito. The crowd goes dead silent. Every single person standing there is frozen, trying to figure out what their eyes just witnessed. Si Chen, the Si Chen, everyone's favorite punching bag, just deflected Gong Cheng's punch like it was mildly annoying. Gong Cheng starts screaming about how a weakling like our boy dares to challenge him. Meanwhile, our boy, who has been absolutely dying to test his powers since he woke up in that hospital bed this morning, is internally thinking, oh, this could not have worked out better. He activates Lightning Assassin right then and there, and Ma Long's brain just completely short-circuits on the spot, stuttering about when exactly his roommate found time to awaken between getting hospitalized and eating breakfast. Our boy looks at Gong Cheng and just gestures, "Come on." Gong Cheng charges in with a fully powered jab, thinking this is already over. Our boy slips underneath it with pure lightning speed and drives one single punch straight into Gong Cheng's face, sending him tumbling across the ground like a bowling pin. The crowd erupts into disbelief. Si Chen just sent Gong Cheng flying with one punch. One. The math is not mathing for anyone watching right now. Gong Cheng screams at his goons to jump in. His goons take one look at our boy and suddenly remember they have very important things to do literally anywhere else. They are not dying today. Gong Cheng, running entirely on ego and absolutely zero survival instinct, charges again at full speed, screaming, he'll kill him today. Our boy grabs his fist clean out of the air, squeezes it like he's stress testing a stress ball, charges up a punch, and sends him crashing straight into the wall. Gong Chung slides down it slowly. His goons are already 3 zip codes away. Ma Long is on his knees on the ground, completely unable to process life right now. Our boy stands over a thoroughly beaten Gong Cheng and calmly checks his stats. He runs through his conclusions one by one. First, he can switch to Lightning Assassin class freely, just like he could in his past life. Second, even though the system shows him at level 1 he's clearly strong enough to handle the lowest ranked awakened individuals, putting him comfortably above E rank. His exact rank is still unclear, but it's definitely not at the bottom. Progress. But there's one thing bothering him. He just knocked Gong Cheng completely out, and his stats didn't move a single point. No experience gain, nothing changed. 0. So our boy slowly walks toward the knocked out Gong Cheng, materializes his lightning blade, and presses it right against his throat. The killing intent radiating off him is so heavy it could physically suffocate someone. Ma Long immediately starts screaming for him to stop. But inside our boy's head, he's already figured out the answer to his problem. The way to gain experience in this life works exactly the same way it did in his past life. And if you've been paying attention, you already know exactly what that means. So our boy still has his lightning blade pressed against Gong Cheng's throat when a voice calls out from behind him. It's Ling Yu, the student council vice president, telling him to cool it. This is a school, the punishment is sufficient, there's no need to go further. She also adds that Gong Chung won't be laying a finger on him again. Our boy thinks about it for half a second, then tosses Gong Chung on the ground like a used paper towel and walks off. As he's leaving, the entire crowd just silently parts for him. Nobody says a word. Meanwhile, Gong Chung's goons are peeking at him from behind a wall, having a full-blown panic attack among themselves about that look on Si Chen's face, collectively agreeing to never breathe in his direction again. Gentlemen, that's the smartest decision you've made all year. Ling Yu watches him leave with this curious look on her face. Ma Long scurries after him loyally like a golden retriever who just watched his owner flip a car. Back in the dorm, Ma Long immediately gathers the roommates and launches into the full story. Si Chen awakened. Lightning Assassin. Demolished Gong Cheng with his bare hands. The roommates listen to every single word and then stare at him blankly like he just told them the earth is flat. Roommate Shang Zuo jumps in immediately. If Si Chen is really that strong, why is he outside doing basic physical training right now like some regular person? How does an awakener even need fitness training? None of this adds up. Roommate Shang Yu backs him up, suggesting that the beating Ma Long took yesterday clearly rattled something loose upstairs. Then Shang Zuo really gets going. He reminds everyone that the 4 of them were placed in the same dorm because they were the 4 weakest students in the entire year. Unchangeable fact. He's the strongest among them, a nuclear mage, a full combat class, while the other 2 are just support chanters. He also points out that a person can only awaken once into one class, so the idea of Si Chen being a lightning assassin is ridiculous. Si Chen looks like a weakling. Meanwhile, he has been feeling pretty strong lately. He says this while flexing his bicep. Shang Yu ends the debate by saying tomorrow's ranking test will settle everything. Yeah, sir, we'll see who's talking then. Across campus, Gong Ting, student council president and the actual reason his little brother thinks he runs the school, is walking out of an E-rank demon training lair when he spots Gong Cheng still sulking outside like a lost puppy. He asks him why he's still there. Gong Cheng spills everything. Si Chen humiliated him in front of the whole school and he can't sleep until something is done about it. Gong Ting simply says he'll handle it. No raised voice, no big reaction. Just 2 words that somehow sound more dangerous than a full threat. This guy's energy is unsettling. Later at dinner, Ling Yu asks Gong Ting how exactly he plans to handle the situation. He asks her whether Si Chen is actually as strong as his brother claims. Ling Yu lays it out plainly. He knows the strength and rank of every student in this school. Less than 10 people have reached D rank, and Gong Ting has personally recruited every single one of them into his club. Everyone else without access to demon lairs has no real path to improvement. Nobody outside their circle can keep pace with them. The way she says it isn't bragging. It's just facts, and that somehow makes it worse. Now cut to our boy, running 20 kilometers, in the pouring rain, with a 100-kilogram weight strapped to his back, at night, while everyone else is eating dinner and flexing biceps in the dorm rooms. He's thinking to himself that physical training directly raises an awakener's upper limit. A body that can't handle the strain simply cannot unleash extreme power. But even doing all of this, he knows it still isn't enough. His mind goes to the year 2016, Demon Lord Wrath descending on the world, hundreds of humans wiped out in an instant, his sister among them, his only family. Then Wrath cracking open the gates of hell and letting every other demon lord pour through. Our boy's expression doesn't change, but his grip on the weight strap tightens. First goal, kill Wrath. 3 years on the clock. 3 years to outgrow a demon lord who has been getting stronger this entire time. Then his phone vibrates. He looks at the screen. It's Si-Yoon, his sister. He just stops. Stares at her name for a moment like he's seeing something he thought he'd never see again. Then picks up quietly and says hello. Her voice immediately comes through complaining. Why did he call her so many times today? She was in a competition, her phone died, she just got back to her dorm. She mentions that if she wins this competition, their rent situation might finally be sorted out, ending with this awkward little laugh that's clearly hiding how stressed she is about it. Our boy isn't saying anything, just listening. In his past life, he begged the universe for one more chance, willing to trade everything he had left just to start over. And here she is, alive, annoyed about missed calls, worried about rent. Si-Yoon notices the silence and asks if it's raining, asks why he isn't saying anything. A small smile crosses his face, the first real one of the entire day. He tells her it's nothing, just that it's been too long since he heard her voice. Si-Yoon laughs and tells him they literally spoke 2 days ago. She promises to bring good news when they meet after her competition and hangs up. Our boy stands completely still in the rain. Then quietly, to no one, even if it means falling into the depths of hell itself, he will protect her, no matter what the cost. 3 more laps. He takes off into the rain like a man on a mission, because he literally is. Later he gets back to the dorm. Roommates are all knocked out. He heads to the bathroom and while showering runs through everything mentally. 8 hours back in this era, still adjusting to this younger body, weaker than what he's used to, but also younger, with more room to grow than he's had in years. He comes back to the room, sits on his bed, and locks in on the most critical problem in front of him right now. Leveling up requires entering a demon lair. Every demon lair is locked down by guilds. Without money or connections, you have basically zero access to monster hunting. So, how does he actually rank up? He's still turning this over in his head when sleep quietly takes him. His last thought before going under. What exactly is this gluttony power? Then a system boot screen flashes. Gluttony system. Start. Our boy opens his eyes. He's falling through a red subspace. He spins midair, steadies himself, and lands clean on his feet. He looks around and finds himself standing in front of a massive demon tower, stretching up into the void above him. He blinks at it, looks around, looks back at the tower. Bro was literally just asleep 5 seconds ago. Our boy is barely done looking around this weird red subspace when monsters just start pouring out. No warning, no buildup, just straight up here they are. He activates Lightning Assassin, makes a mental note that this might be a demon lair, and gets to work. What happens next is not a fight. It's a cleanup operation. He's moving through these monsters so fast it's almost unfair, finishing them one after another like he's got somewhere to be. And while he's doing all this, he's thinking to himself that this feels way too real for a dream. The weight of it, the feedback. Something about this whole situation doesn't add up. Then he levels up, checks his stats. They actually went up. So, whatever this place is, our boy makes an immediate decision. Use it. He goes right back to killing. Clears out every last monster, then finds the boss sitting at the end like it paid rent there. Takes that out too. gets a bigger XP drop than everything else combined, and checks his stats feeling reasonably good about life. Then a system message appears over the boss's body. Devourable. Our boy stares at it, reads it again. Then it clicks. He reaches his hand out thinking, is this what gluttony actually does? And just starts absorbing the body. The whole thing gets pulled in, and when it's done, a brand new class card appears sitting right next to his lightning assassin card. He looks at 2 class cards in his hands and goes completely still. In this world, a person gets 1 class, 1, for their entire life. No exceptions, no workarounds, no upgrades. Everybody knows this. It's basically the law of physics in this universe. This man is holding 2, and he just figured out that every monster he kills can become a new class he can absorb and use. Which means if he keeps going, he could stack unlimited classes. Then it hits him even harder. This is the exact same ability Demon Lord Lan Yue had, the actual final boss of the apocalypse. That power now belongs to a guy who was getting beat up on campus yesterday. The universe really said here, take this, sorry about everything. He's still processing all of this when an absolutely crushing pressure just drops on him from out of nowhere, like gravity itself got an upgrade. He looks up and a massive demon figure materializes, stares directly at him and says, I've been waiting for you. Our boy does the math instantly. In his past life, he never cracked S rank. Right now, his rank is D at best. The thing in front of him is clearly S rank. The gap between them isn't a gap. It's a completely different planet. Every single stat he has right now is irrelevant in front of this thing. And on top of all that, this demon knows his name, which raises several very uncomfortable questions. They start exchanging blows, and our boy notices something real quick. This demon has had multiple clean opportunities to end him outright. Every single time, he deliberately misses the vitals. He's not actually trying to kill our boy. He's just knocking him around like someone who already knows how the fight ends and is just waiting for our boy to catch up. Eventually, the demon stops the theatrics and gives our boy 2 options. Stay and guard this demon tower alongside him, or face the consequences. He doesn't even finish the sentence before our boy cuts him off, saying he's not staying in this hellhole under any circumstances. Fair enough, honestly. The demon slashes him clean across the shoulder without breaking eye contact, then calmly explains that the only reason our boy is still breathing is because he's the only person who can access this place. He asks one final time, stay or get crushed into paste. He even starts pulling all the energy from the surrounding dead monsters into himself as a little visual aid to drive the point home. Our boy's response is to leap directly at him, screaming that he picks option 3, kill the demon himself. Sir, D rank versus S rank, but the commitment is admirable. We'll give him that. The demon starts launching massive boulders at him, and our boy is hopping between them mid-air. But while all this chaos is happening, his brain is ice cold. He's noticing that every time the demon winds up for a swing, there's a 0.4 second delay beforehand. From that delay, he can read the exact angle of the incoming strike. He also clocks that after every attack, there's a 0.2 second pause before the follow-up, a tiny window where the demon is completely open. Both observations made mid-combat, while boulders are flying at his face, while fighting an S-rank demon at D rank. It's absolutely unreal. He slips through the pattern at the right moment and drives his lightning blade straight into the demon's heart. He knows his D rank damage won't kill an S rank, but that's not the point. The blade's paralysis effect buys him a few seconds, and a few seconds is all he's looking for. During the whole fight, he spotted the only light source in this entire space sitting at a distance. He activates Flash God, covers the ground between them in an instant, and the second he touches it, it disappears, completely gone like it was never there. The demon speaks from behind him without even turning around, telling him that was just an afterimage, and the exit our boy is looking for simply doesn't exist, because this place is not a demon lair. Then the demon does something our boy wasn't expecting. He puts his swords down, steps out of his intimidating form, reveals his actual face, and tells our boy, with what sounds genuinely like respect, that even while being crushed under his pressure, he stayed calm enough to find and analyze that tiny sliver of hope, that he's really someone who can bring hope to this world. And our boy freezes because he recognizes that face. In his past life, during the final battle against Demon Lord Lan Yue, he watched Lan Yue switch between multiple high-rank classes mid-fight, and somewhere among those classes he saw this exact face. So if Lan Yue was switching into this demon's class during that battle, that means Lan Yue had already absorbed this demon before that fight. And if our boy absorbed Lan Yue's power at the very end, this place, this red subspace, this entire demon tower and the S-rank demon standing in it is literally inside him. Our boy went to sleep and woke up inside his own body having a standoff with a demon he didn't know was living in there. Genuinely, no days off for this man, not even in his own head. So the demon looks at our boy after getting absolutely pierced through the heart and goes, "Yeah, you know what? You're sharp. You proved yourself worthy of everything this place holds." Our boy is standing there with a lightning blade still in his hand thinking, "I literally just stabbed you and you're complimenting me right now?" Then the demon pulls out a key, the key of the void, the only key to the gates of that massive demon tower behind them. He explains that Lan Yue spent his whole existence devouring the strongest demons alive, and every single one of them got sealed inside that tower. Then he looks at our boy and basically says, "Go crazy. Devour all of them. They're yours now. Free real estate. Inside your own body. Absolutely unhinged." Our boy takes the key and asks the only reasonable question, "Why are you helping me? You're a demon." This feels suspicious. The demon gets surprisingly real. Even among demon races, good and evil exist. Those demon kings wiped out his entire kin purely out of greed. He's been sitting in this void waiting for revenge for who knows how long. And that revenge just walked in holding a lightning blade and a bad attitude. He also drops a little bomb. Apparently some mystery person told him our boy was the only hope, the only one who could actually pull this off. Our boy immediately asks who. The demon tells him all the answers are inside the tower and he can find them himself. Bro went through an entire S-rank fight, got offered the keys to unlimited power, and the demon still won't give him a straight answer. Cryptic till the very end. Demon behavior, honestly. Then the demon makes his final offer. Devour everything in that tower, become unstoppable, climb to the very peak of the world, and make every demon king pay. But he hits our boy with a real warning, too. The monsters sealed in that tower aren't regular enemies. They're the most cunning and vicious things that have ever existed. They will not go easy. He has to endure every single one of them and conquer them all. Only someone with that kind of resolve, he says, deserves his power. Then, without waiting for a response, this demon just lets himself get absorbed. Willingly. Goes completely quietly like he'd been waiting his whole existence for this exact moment. Our boy levels up instantly. Both of the demon's S-rank swords drop into his inventory, and a brand new class card appears alongside the others. Purgatory Rakshasa. Our boy looks at it and quietly tells himself he'll carry this demon's will and make every one of those demon lords pay in blood. Very cool, very dramatic. Then his alarm goes off. He wakes up to his roommates absolutely losing their minds about being late for the test. Our boy sits up, immediately starts patting himself down, looking for wounds from the fight like he just woke up from a car crash. Finds nothing. Starts convincing himself it was all just a dream. Then opens his system window. 2 brand new class cards staring right back at him. Stats jump to level 10 overnight. Not a dream. Extremely real. He just leveled up more in 1 night of sleep than most students do in their entire school career. And today is rank assessment day. Shangzu comes over with the energy of a man who absolutely did not witness his boy's bow to Si Chen. Yet, Tells our boy someone was talking big about him last night and says he personally wants to see what our boy is made of. Full arrogance. This from the man who was flexing his bicep at a wall last night. Sir, please. On the walk over, Shangzu simply does not stop talking. He's breaking down the entire ranking system for nobody who asked. Each rank has 3 tiers. Their whole dorm is low-tier E rank. HE is mid-tier E rank. The gap between tiers is enormous. He could beat 10 low E ranks simultaneously. He might have even ranked up recently. Just absolutely going. Ma Long looks over at our boy and quietly says, "Just get D rank and watch this man's whole personality collapse." They arrive at the testing ground and the place is completely packed. Then Gong Cheng's lackeys show up from the side, shoving students out of their way like they own the entire campus. Shang Zuo immediately starts looking for the nearest exit. But the second those lackeys spot Si Chen, the color drains completely from their faces. Every single one of them bows. 90 degrees. Full formal bow. To the guy their boss used to beat up on a weekly basis. Shang Zhu watches this happen in complete silence, his brain visibly buffering, quietly thinking to himself, "Wait, did Ma Long actually tell the truth last night?" Our boy turns around unbothered and starts walking when someone steps directly in front of him. Jiang Jian, student council officer, D rank powerhouse. And according to our boy's roommates who are watching from a very safe distance, Gong Ting's personal lapdog, which, based on what's about to happen, is an extremely accurate description. This man looks down at our boy with a full smug expression and informs him that the person he put hands on yesterday is the brother of the esteemed student council, President Lord Gong Ting. Then he bends down to our boy's level and delivers the line of the century. He can smell the scent of a true powerhouse from a mile away. And from Si Chen, he smells nothing but the pathetic stench of a permanent bottom feeder. Our boy looks at him dead in the eyes and says, "Oh, wait, are you a dog or something?" Jiang completely detonates, starts shouting, "What did you just say?" And then a single calm voice cuts through the entire commotion. Gong Ting, student council president, the actual person Jiang works for. He walks up, tells Jiang to stop, then looks at our boy and explains he already investigated the Gongcheng situation. His brother was at fault. The price for doing something wrong is right to be paid. Case closed, done, moving on. Clean, unbothered, presidential. The teachers announce over the whole ground that the test is starting and students should line up. Gong Ting tells Jiang to follow him and walks off. Jiang falls into step behind him immediately like someone hit a remote control. Our boy's roommates watch him go and confirm, "Yeah, that's the lapdog behavior right there." As he leaves, Gong Ting thinks to himself that Si Chen doesn't look like much of a threat, files him away mentally as a non-issue, and forgets about him. "Sir, you will remember this moment later, and it will not be pleasant." Up in a tall building overlooking the entire testing ground, Ling Yu is standing next to the principal. The principal asks what brought her here today. Did she spot someone worth watching this year? Ling Yu just smiles. Small, quiet, mischievous. Says this year's test might actually be interesting. An hour into the test and they finally call Shangsu's name. Now before we see the results, let me explain how this test actually works. Inside the training demon lair, there's a demon heart, basically a giant energy measuring device. The awakener walks up and releases everything they've got into it. The demon heart reads it, sends it through cables to a screen outside, and boom, your current rank is displayed for the entire crowd to see. But here's the part that really matters. This test doesn't just show your current rank. It also shows your potential rank, the absolute highest level you could ever reach in your entire life. And if that potential rank is high enough, the government and every major guild in the country will be knocking on your door before you even graduate. So, Shangzua walks in, gives it everything he's got, walks back out. Current rank, E. Potential rank, C. This man spent the entire morning walk flexing his bicep and explaining why he's the strongest in the dorm. His reward is a C potential and a very long walk of shame back to the side where Ma Long is waiting. Ma Long, being the world's most supportive friend, tries to comfort him by pointing out that they're ranked even lower, and there probably won't even be any D rankers this year anyway. Then a D rank gets announced. Ma Long goes quiet. Then another one. Then another. By the time Ma Long quietly counts the 8th D rank announcement out loud, Shang Zuo is literally banging his head against the wall. Not metaphorically, physically, head, wall, repeatedly. Even the teacher is surprised. 8 D rankers in a single year is not normal. This has never happened before. The crowd is buzzing. Then they call the name everyone has been waiting for. Gong Ting. The entire ground goes quiet. 2 years ago, during his first test, this man already clocked in a D rank. The question now is how far he's gone since. Students start whispering among themselves. The highest grade measured today is D low tier. The highest grade in this school's entire history is D mid-tier. What's he gonna hit? Inside the lair, Gong Ting is standing in front of the demon heart with a very specific plan. He knows that the real moment to show his full power is during the graduation combat assessment. That's when it'll create the biggest impact. So for today, he's holding back. But even holding back, he's going to be number 1 in school history. He's decided. The result comes out. Current rank, D high tier. Potential rank, yes. The crowd doesn't react for a solid 2 seconds, and then it absolutely erupts. People are losing their minds. Students are grabbing each other. Someone in the back might have actually screamed. They just watched history get made live and in person, and they know it. Our boy is standing in the crowd, watching all of this completely unbothered. Not impressed, not intimidated, just standing there like a man who has literally fought an S-rank demon in his sleep and survived. Which he has. The teachers are so shaken, they immediately recheck the results and call their superiors. Because an S-rank potential is not just a school record. In this entire world, an awakener with S-rank potential is basically a national treasure. The government will step in, protect them, fund them, build their entire career around them. And on top of all that, Gong Ting is the noble son of the Imperial Guild. This isn't just school news. This is going national. Students are already saying this is going to be headline news across the entire country. And they're absolutely right. Up in the building, the principal is watching the chaos below unfold and just casually comments that this year has really brought some serious talent. Then he turns to Ling Yu and asks, "She came today because she already knew about Gong Ting's potential, right?" Ling Yu pauses, then says she didn't come just for him. The principal looks at her a little surprised. Then the teacher calls the next name for the test. Our boy's name. Ling Yu looks down at the ground and says quietly that she's actually looking forward to his performance more. The principal doesn't say anything, just looks back down at the ground where Si Chen is walking toward the demon lair. Meanwhile, Shang Zuo has stopped banging his head against the wall. He's watching too. So Zhang steps directly into our boy's path on the way to the stage and decides this is the perfect moment to run his mouth. Tells him not to embarrass his dorm, not to come back with another low-tier E rank. Calls the 4 of them bottom-tier trash, sharing a single room, and says weaklings like them showing up to the graduation combat assessment will be a straight-up disgrace. Ma Long, who has had enough of this man's entire existence, pushes back and tells him Si Chen is about to blow everybody's eyes wide open. Jiang just laughs, walks off. Very confident, very wrong. Our boy steps into the testing demon lair and comes face to face with the demon heart. Now, real quick, the graduation combat assessment is the biggest deal in this entire school. Squads of up to 10, members chosen freely, and the team that takes first place gets directly recruited by the nation's top guild, the Imperial Guild. So this rank test isn't just about numbers. It's about figuring out who's worth recruiting as a teammate before that final battle. The strong find each other. The weak get left behind. That's just how it works. It's been a while since our boy went in, and outside the crowd is getting restless. The monitor is showing nothing, completely blank. And you already know what happens when a crowd gets bored. His power is so low the machine can't even register it. This test is basically over. Nothing interesting left. Let's just go back to the dorm. Even Jiang leans over to Gong Ting, telling him the remaining students are all trash. Their squad is full anyway, no point sticking around. Gong Ting nods and tells him to call the team. Then the screen flickers. D rank. High tier. The crowd goes dead silent for exactly half a second, then absolutely loses it. Ma Long is screaming. He knew it. He said it. Nobody believed him, and he said it. Even Gong Ting is visibly shaken, already halfway out the door and now frozen in place. Inside the lair, our boy is standing there thinking to himself that he didn't even use a class for that. Pure raw physical stats at level 10 hitting high tier D rank without activating anything. Interesting. Very interesting. So he switches to his weakest devoured class and thinks, let's see what this one does. Outside the monitor flickers again. Mid-tier C rank. The crowd loses whatever was left of its mind. Ma Long is looking at the screen thinking the machine is broken because his boy's rank just jumped in real time. Zhang is screaming that C rank is ridiculous, there has to be a malfunction, the machine is clearly broken. The teachers examining the results are genuinely confused about why the rank keeps changing and whether the equipment is malfunctioning. Inside the lair, the demon heart is literally shivering. The machine throws a warning. Instability detected in the demon heart. Our boy looks at his remaining classes and thinks, if his weakest devoured class is already hitting C rank, what happens when he switches to Purgatory Rakshasa? You know what? Let's find out. He switches classes. The demon heart's eye goes wide. Outside, dark purple clouds start swirling over the entire testing area with thunder rolling through them. The whole crowd is looking up at the sky, completely confused about why the weather just changed over a school exam. Gong Ting, who was literally leaving, is now standing completely still, staring at the sky. The big screen glitches hard, flashes S rank potential. The examiner almost falls out of his chair, seeing a second S rank in one day. Gong Ting is in full disbelief. Then the system pushes further. Warning, potential value undetectable, exceeds system maximum load. Triple S rank potential flashes on the screen for one brief moment. Then the entire testing machine explodes, not malfunctions, not glitches. Straight up explodes from overload. Jiang is screaming. Teachers are sprinting into the lair to get our boy out. The crowd is completely silent, trying to process what just happened to the machine, the sky, and their entire understanding of what a human being is capable of. Teachers rush in and ask our boy if he's okay. Then they look at the demon heart. It's dead. Completely fried. Gone. Teachers start wondering if it just burned out from heavy use today. Meanwhile, our boy is walking out quietly, thinking to himself. He pushed a little too hard and accidentally checked the demon heart to death. Genuinely did not mean to do that. But also, he devoured it. The power of gluttony just absorbed the core of a machine. Our boy is walking out of an exploded testing chamber, and his first thought is that this power is actually incredibly convenient. He steps outside and immediately activates the demon heart's newly devoured ability. The ability to see the true rank of everyone around him. His eyes sweep the crowd, land on Gong Ting, mid-tier C rank, his real rank, the D high tier he showed earlier, a performance this man has been holding back too. Our boy files that away quietly and keeps walking. The teachers come out holding the destroyed demon heart and announce that it died from excessive strain. Today's remaining tests are suspended. Si Chen's results are likely an error that will be reported to higher ups, and everyone else should come back tomorrow. Very professional, very embarrassed. Our boy comes down from the stage and Ma Long and Shang Yu immediately swarm him. Ma Long is screaming that he was right the whole time and nobody believed him, that Si Chen is an actual genius. Shang Yu, the same man who said Ma Long's brain was damaged from the beating, is now asking our boy what the Great One wants to eat today, while literally massaging his shoulders. Our boy looks at both of them and just says, "Let's go to the dorm." Then Jiang comes storming over. He's going off. The result was obviously an error. How could a loser like Si Chen hit C rank with an S rank potential? It was clearly a glitch. And on top of that, he broke the demon heart and is just walking away. Where is his sense of responsibility? Because of him, so many students have to come back tomorrow. How is he going to compensate for everyone's wasted time? Our boy has had enough of this man since the moment he first opened his mouth. He quietly activates Lightning Assassin and genuinely considers whether he should just cripple him right here and end this conversation permanently. Then Gong Ting's voice cuts through everything. He tells Zhang to stand down, then tells him not to disrespect their new teammate. Zhang freezes. Gong Ting walks straight up to our boy, looks him dead in the eye, and personally invites him to join his team for the graduation combat assessment. Tells him together they'll set the highest score in school history. Extends his hand for a handshake. The entire crowd around them goes completely silent. Gong Ting, the S-rank potential, Imperial Guild Noble Son, Student Council President, just personally invited Si Chen to his team. The guy everyone wrote off this morning. The guy whose test just exploded the machine. On the side, Zhang is gritting his teeth so hard you can almost hear it. He's doing the math. If Si Chen joins, someone gets kicked out to make room. That's going to be a very uncomfortable conversation with the other members. But Gong Ting personally spoke, so he has no choice but to fall in line. Zhang steps up, swallows everything he's feeling, plasters on a smile, welcomes Si Chen to the team, and puts his hand on his shoulder. Our boy looks at the hand on his shoulder, then slaps it off. 2 words. Not interested. Zhang and Gong Ting both just stand there, completely frozen. The crowd is not breathing. The guy who just broke the testing machine with raw power, who got personally invited to the guaranteed first-place team, just said no thank you and kept walking. Nobody in that crowd has ever seen anything like this in their entire lives. Zhang absolutely loses it. He starts screaming at our boy, calling him a punk, asking if he even knows what he just said, that their team is the strongest in the entire school. Our boy doesn't even turn around, just calmly replies that it has nothing to do with him, that Zhang is being noisy and to not bother him again, then keeps walking. Zhang is standing there with veins literally popping out of his neck, cursing at the back of a guy who is not even looking at him anymore. The crowd watching all of this unfold is in complete disbelief. Si Chen just rejected Gong Ting, personally, to his face, in front of everybody. Then the murmuring starts. He must be planning to take first place himself. His test result was C rank after all. This is going to be very interesting to watch. Our boy's roommates are walking out with him, barely holding it together. Ma Long keeps looking back at Jiang and Gong Ting's faces and losing it laughing, saying they were acting all high and mighty just a minute ago. Look at them now. Behind them, Gong Ting quietly holds Zhang back and tells him it's fine. Si Chen must have his own plans. Very calm, very collected, absolutely seething internally. Up in the building, the principal sighs watching all of this and says what a shame they couldn't team up. He was hoping to see a new school record this year. Ling Yu responds, asking if this isn't more interesting though. She points out that Gong Ting was born with a silver spoon so far up his mouth he's never been told no in his entire life. This rejection isn't just a rejection. It's a declaration of war. Down below, Jiang is still going, telling Gong Ting that it was obviously just a testing error that made Si Chen look good. Does he really think he's actually C rank? Gong Ting goes quiet for a second, then says, "What if the result wasn't wrong?" He continues that even if there's a 1 in a billion chance Si Chen is actually that strong, he absolutely cannot let anyone steal his first place. Not a chance. Jiang immediately reads the room and does a little neck-slitting gesture, asking if he should go teach Si Chen a lesson on Gong Ting's behalf. Gong Ting looks at him and says, "Does he really think he's that petty?" Zhang immediately backtracks, stutters, says he misspoke. Classic lapdog behavior. Then Gong Ting turns and starts walking away, saying he's not interested in going out with the team today. They can make their own plans, and whatever they do has absolutely nothing to do with him. Jiang watches him leave, and a slow, twisted grin spreads across his face. He understood the assignment perfectly. 10 minutes later, Jiang is talking to his guy and finds out that Si Chen already left the school campus. His guy personally saw him walk out. Jiang crushes a can under his foot and says even the heavens are helping him today. Off campus is perfect. No teachers, no rules, no witnesses. He laughs and says this way he can properly have a conversation with our boy. Sir, the air quotes around properly are doing a lot of heavy lifting right now. Cut to our boy walking down the street, AirPods in, music going, completely unbothered by the fact that a D-rank lapdog is currently plotting his location. While walking, he's running through everything he knows about Demon Lord Wrath. In his previous life, a peak-level guild team was attacking a demon lair inside the Sacred Eichi Kingdom's borders when they ran straight into something they were completely unprepared for: Wrath. The entire team got wiped out instantly, and from that moment, Wrath descended upon the human world and everything fell apart. That's all he currently knows. To find the exact location of that demon lair before it happens this time around, our boy has a plan. And that plan requires a large sum of money. He stops in front of a building. The Mithril Monster Exchange, under the Mithril Guild. He walks in thinking to himself that in the future this place becomes the nation's largest resource exchange. Right now, it's just his fastest way to make money. He walks up to the reception desk and drops his loot on the table, tells them he wants to sell. The main receptionist picks up one of the fangs, examines it, and asks where a student got these from. Monster drop. 2 words. Our boy really does not believe in wasting syllables. The receptionist says he's never seen these before. Then a pink-haired girl standing nearby leans over, takes one look at the fangs, and immediately goes into full encyclopedia mode. These are Fang of Doom, drops from the Direhound, a rank E-Cloud type demon beast. According to records, they can be crafted into rank E-Cloud type weapons or ground into powder. The receptionist cuts her off mid-sentence. Enough with the lecture. Then he straightens his bow tie and explains in the most condescending tone possible that their exchange is a VIP establishment. Everyone who walks through that door has status and prestige. Everything they handle is rank D or above. It's only natural he doesn't recognize these little E-rank trinkets. What he's saying out loud and what he's thinking internally are 2 very different things. Inside his head, he's complaining that high-level customers have been too rare lately, that if this keeps up, he'll never get promoted to manager, and that it's just his luck. He keeps running into people he can't make money off. Might as well dump this on the new girl. He tells the pink-haired girl to handle the rest, says he believes in her like he's doing her the biggest favor of her career, and walks off. She handles the paperwork, processes everything professionally, and hands our boy his money, $18,000. Our boy looks at it and thinks that covers rent for now. Man just sold monster parts to pay rent. The grind is real. Then he reaches into his bag and pulls out one of the Purgatory Rakshasa's swords, places it on the counter and asks the girl to take a look. She sees it and her eyes go wide. Tells him it's an incredible great sword, that she's never seen anything like it, but it definitely feels like at least B rank, maybe even A rank. The receptionist across the room hears the words A rank and materializes at the counter so fast it's almost suspicious. Suddenly very interested. Tells the girl she must be dreaming. Rank weapons go for over $1 million in the market. He's been here for years and never seen a single one. They start going back and forth, arguing about it when the front door opens and someone walks in. The second the receptionist and the pink-haired girl see who it is, they both straighten up immediately. The receptionist switches into full customer service mode so fast he could pull a muscle, practically singing that the boss has arrived, and as expected of his sharp eyes. The boss cuts him off, says the sword is from the land of Purgatory, S-rank equipment. The receptionist and the pink-haired girl nearly fall over, combined. At the same time, the boss walks straight past both of them, shakes our boy's hand, and personally escorts him toward the VIP room. And our boy, looking at this man's face for the first time, thinks to himself quietly, he finally showed up. Ching-ji. And that's where we're stopping for today, folks. Si-chin broke the testing machine, rejected the strongest team in the school to their face, and walked into a VIP room carrying a sword worth clearly above $1 million, all before dinner. And Jang is still out there somewhere with a plan, which is honestly the most dangerous kind of stupid. Next part is coming soon. Like the video, subscribe, and drop a comment telling me what you think about the video. See you in the next one.